Mr. Speaker, sir, answer to start question number 60A. Sir, proposal for setting up of new ICDS project office under the Anganwadi services in 7 newly created CNRD block, including Bhoirumbong, is yet to be considered by the Government of India. B, sir, does not arise in view at A above.
Honorable Speaker, sir, may I know from the Honorable Minister as to when was the latest communication that they had sent to Government of India, sir, regarding this proposal?
Yes, sir, the proposal was sent on the 21st September 2020.
Sir, this is not the first time I had raised this issue on the floor of this House. Multiple times I've raised, and I'm getting the same answer every time, sir, I've raised this issue. So either the department is not serious enough to follow up on its proposal since 2020, because it's been 2 years now. Why we are raising this question, sir? Because with the creation of the new blocks, there are these villages that should be administered by a new CDPO office and ensure that those villages that are not getting enough attention from the current CDPO office because of the their responsibilities being overburdened. Now, we are seeing the lack of responsibility on the behalf of the department itself, sir, for the past 2 years, not able to convince the Government of India to allow us to create the new CDPO offices. So what other measures, sir, which the department would be taking in order to ensure that the CDPO offices are in place, sir, the new ones?
Yes, sir. The date which I have just mentioned was the date which we sent a letter, a proposal to the ministry. But we have received a DO letter by Smriti Irani, Minister in charge of Social Welfare, on the date 6 November 2021. That was the last reply we received from the ministry, sir.
Sir, may the letter be placed on the table of the House, sir, so that we can understand the mind of the Government of India. But then after November 2021, sir, what further steps would the government be taking to ensure that the CDPO offices are in place, sir?
Mr. Speaker, sir, after the reply from the ministry, we sent a proposal to the, actually at present the proposal is under examination by the Finance Department, which will be included at the state budget under the ECD mission, sir. That is the latest.
So are we made to understand that in the current financial year, the CDPO offices will be taken up in the state budget, sir?
After the examination by the Finance Department, we will be getting the reply, sir. So after that, we can assure, maybe, hopefully, we will get the consideration, then we can assure the House.
So does that also mean, sir, that the proposal was sent to Government of India without the concurrence of Finance?
No, sir. Actually, we have sent to the Government of India. At present, the reply was, I'll just read it out, sir, what has been mentioned. And in that letter, which...
Sir, it's not required, sir. The letter can be placed on the table of the House. Okay. My question was the proposal sent to Government of India without the concurrence of Finance, sir?
So when it comes to that, actually, the reply was that they have been mentioning that since they don't have the budget for this at present for all the states, so they cannot give any new sanction of new sanction for the CNRD, for the newly created blocks. So that was, we are waiting for the reply. So I don't know when, so that the ministry will be sanctioned for these newly created blocks. At present, we don't know what is in mind yet. So we believe and we hope that they will sanction soon when it comes to this newly created block.
So I think the entire last question. Yes, sir. The entire effort of the department is only trying on a piggy right basis on the central government efforts and its decisions, sir. As we speak, sir, the villages are being deprived. The administration is weakened because of the overburdened status of the current CDP officers, sir. So therefore, sir, I would request the Honourable Minister, sir, to kindly take a serious note of this, sir, because in spite of us raising this matter time and again, sir, no serious effort is being taken in this regard, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, point noted. So as has been mentioned, sir, when it comes to this newly created block, we are including them in this new budget, state budget under the under the ECD mission. But in between, sir, from our side, I mean from the department, we are including them in the existing block because we don't want the children to be deprived. So that's why all of them are included and in the existing blocks, sir.
Yes, Balasurus.
To Mr. Speaker, sir, I just want to know from the Honorable Minister in charge, since we become a subdivision now, but under the CDPO project, under the support CNRD block, we don't have a CDPO project office. So may I know from the Honorable Minister in charge whether there is any fund or whether the proposal has been sent? I have discussed with the officials. Proposal is already been sent into department. May I know from the Honorable Minister in charge to include the support CNRD block, CDP office?
Sir, when it comes to newly created ICDS project, actually those who have the ICDS Anganwadi centers existing more than 100, they are eligible for new ICDS projects, sir. But those who are below 100, they will not be eligible. That is one of the criteria. So if the place which has been mentioned by the honorable member is fulfill the criteria, so sir, we include them in the proposal, sir.
Yeah, Basaling.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I have a very old block, Gambigri. And it covers whole of my constituency, and then I don't have none of the CDP office till then. Now, out here, they're mentioning about the newly created CNRD block. What about those old block, which has already been created long time back? Whether those block will be considered in the coming days?
Yes, sir, as has been mentioned, the CNRD block, which has this ICDS, the Anganwadi centers, more than 100 numbers, so they are eligible. But those who are not having 100 numbers, so they might not be eligible, and they have to fulfill some criteria. But if they are not fulfill all those criteria, but the children will not be deprived when it comes to items or the benefits to be getting for them. So that's why we include them in the existing ICDS projects, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir, on the floor of the House, I would like to propose for the whole of my block, because that particular block covers whole of my constituency, along with the other blocks also. My block constituency itself is very big, actually very large. Gambigre block itself covers the whole of my constituency, and then I've got 2-3 blocks along with that. So I would like to request the Honorable Minister to consider my block. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
We'll look into the matter, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, wherever there is no ICDS office in certain block, like Gambiri, like honorable member from Gambiri has stated about, so under which CDPO the children from these Gambiri blocks are taken care of?
Sir, at present, I don't have the list with me under Gambiri which falls, but sir, maybe I can place it. I've just received a note. We have ICDS project at Gambiri block, sir. So this was what I have received. So I think we'll look into it. So still we'll try to find out what is the fact. So if it doesn't have, so we'll look into it, what is the matter. And
that is functioning from the Tura, actually. Under the Gambigre block, that is functioning from Tura, and then one is functioning from, what do you call this one? From Dalu block. We don't have a proper office, no ICDS right now.
yes, we'll look into it.
Mr. Speaker, sir, it is very interesting. The minister in charge is saying that there is ICDS office in Gambiri block, whereas the local MLA of that constituency should be very much confirmed that there is no ICDS office. It is so contradicting. I don't know which is correct, sir. So maybe the correct report may be given for this August House.
Yes, sir, we'll look into it, and we believe that in future we will give the correct. But as I've been received, so I believe that we have a ICDS project in Gambigre, but still we'll look into it as per mentioned by the honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, sir, in Karkuta block we have CDP office, but it is running on rendered basis. Is there any plan to have a new building in Karkuta block?
I don't have the details with me, sir, so we'll look into it. So I require notice for this.